And you're live.
Okie doke. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the June 20th meeting of the Akron Tree Commission. I'm going to call it to order now. Do we take attendance? I always forget that. Yeah.
Mr. Aiken,
Aye.
Ms. Viviano, here. Mr. Fusco,
Aye.
Ms. Vredenberg,
Yeah.
and Ms. Wyatt.
Aye.
All
Here.
commission members are present.
Okay, doke. Has everybody had a chance to look at last month's minutes?
Yeah.
Any additions, corrections?
I didn't see any.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
So move.
Okay, second? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Aiken,
Aye.
Ms. Viviano, aye. Mr. Fusco,
Aye.
Ms. Vredenberg,
Aye.
and Ms. Wyatt.
Aye.
The motion to approve the minutes passes 5-0.
Okay, it says unfinished business. The only thing I can think of, and sadly, we came to our decision the same day schools closed. So I have not been able to make contact with the young woman who designed our logo. And I'm not quite sure how to do that. I'm going to try and get back in contact with one of the art teachers that I've been dealing with.
Can you give me the name of the student? I might can see if somebody can look her up in the system.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I will get that name after the meeting and send
Yeah,
it.
text it to me. And I can see if somebody can get the
Great.
number, contact info for her. Okay.
Yeah, because I really would like to complete that circle.
Okay.
Okay, I don't think there's any other unfinished business. New business is our public education strategy. And Jeff sent out a couple of weeks ago a little blurb on watering trees that was written up by an Akron resident who just happens to be a former colleague of mine from the Beacon Journal. And he was basically suggesting that, and which we had already decided to do, is to start providing information. I think it could, when we have the trees ready to be planted, find a way of getting that information with the tree so that it's right there, and the basic instructions: watering, don't mulch up against the bark, that kind of thing. But that's also some things that we can put together on pamphlets, door hangers. I think we need to decide a way to go. So, suggestions.
When you say door hangers, you mean physically walk and distribute them?
Yeah, although that would be kind of maybe that would be when the tree gets planted, the door hanger gets, basic tree care.
Right.
And then on the back have our information, on everything we send out, we have our information, how to get a hold of us, who we are, all that good kind of stuff.
And John would have that, I'm sure, months in advance, where these trees are going to go for like next spring.
Okay.
I would hope. So we could.
I would think, I would really like for us to start rolling this stuff out in the fall. Everybody's away on vacation. Nobody's paying much attention.
Mhm.
We're all distracted. But if we can, the next meeting, make some decisions on language and format, that kind of thing, how we want to, because then when we start going to ward meetings, we will have pamphlets. We will have something to hand to people. And we can, what's the thing in politics? Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. Something like that. You know, we just start getting the information out. So we have the thing on watering. I think we need one on how to mulch around a tree, because volcano mulch will kill trees probably quicker than just about anything else. Other suggestions? You know, don't wrap things around your tree. I got a real good lesson in that. I have a tricolor beach out in the front of my yard, and it's a perfect place to wrap little tiny fairy lights for Christmas. Well, they're on a very thin copper wire. And I did not take the copper wire off the first year after the lights started. They are now, or were until I found it, embedded in the bark of the tree. And that's only like a couple of years. So it happens really fast. And that can, you know, I'm hoping my tree will be okay. So that was, you know, that's a lesson learned for me, but I think it's something that, you know, we could put out, especially with a street tree. People might be tempted to knock, you know, nail things into it and, you know, put up signs and all that good kind of stuff. So, other thoughts?
I have a question.
Yeah,
These are trees like we're talking about on Devil Strip, the city's trees, correct?
correct.
Yes.
So maybe, you know, because some people get it confused, like they have to take care of the trees once they're planted or this and that. Maybe you can put a little blurb in about, you know, that, you know, the city will, you know, can maintenance the tree if the tree needs maintenance, so they don't feel obligated or even try to maintenance the tree themselves. And if they need the tree maintenance, to give a number to call.
Let me check on that, Jim, but that's kind of unrealistic given the workload of the John's folks.
I think if a branch or something's damaged, they could call 311. But once they plant the tree, and it's going to take a while for that thing to grow, I think the main thing is getting it watered properly, which they'll water when they plant it, but chances of them coming back, slim to none.
Yeah. Yes, I think this is kind of a word to the wise. We can always start it, you know, it is not your responsibility to maintain the tree. However, you know, they do need water, and the city can't come around every 2 or 3 days when they're newly planted and water. So, but that's a good point. Okay. All right. Other ideas?
When you're talking about getting information out, is it too much to have some mailers like for the houses or the street that gets the planning and just mail them some information about the care of the tree?
We might be able to do that when the initial letter is sent out telling the folks that they are getting the tree. I think that would be a wonderful opportunity to, you know, and then we know that they've gotten it. And
Right.
John is
Instead of doing the doorknob hangers, put this in with the initial letter.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, they, being in the news business as long as I would, it really no such thing as too much information. I know other people might not see it that way, but hi, John.
Hey, John.
We were just talking about getting our public education campaign started. And you got the emails that I sent out, a couple of the things with the Arbor Day Foundation stuff. And, you know, what we're talking, the best way of getting information to the public. And so one of the things we were talking about is having a pamphlet or, like just a flat handout that goes in the letter that people get sent before they get before they get their tree. And this, this is what's needed in order for your tree to survive. How about, don't tell them they have to do this because they don't, but don't tell them they don't have to do it. Just kind of leave it up to them to handle that.
Did we ever get a copy of a letter that is sent like this year's?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
John, can you some point send us a copy of one of the letters that you sent out this year and you did the mailing in spring? You're on mute, buddy.
There we go. I don't have those, but I can get John. You're talking about when they plant a tree?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We get a copy of something was sent to the homeowner.
I don't have it, but I can get with John and get it.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, because if we each could get a copy of that, then we'll have a little bit better idea
Let me
what,
know what's on there to begin with.
yeah. Thank you. Now, ward meetings, because we've been talking a lot about doing that. And one of the things that we need is, that information, a pamphlet or some kind of a handout. But talking points, we need to have talking points if we're going to start talking to people. And I think a brief intro as to who we are. And why we exist. And, our major responsibility is to work with the city, in its tree program. But then start talking to people, kind of the importance of trees. We could use that Arbor Day information when we go out and talk. It's going to take a while for us to work out a spiel. And each of us, as we go to these different meetings, will have a little bit different emphasis. But let's see. Okay. But I think we could start contacting the ward councilman and say, I'd like a brief period of time to talk in your ward meeting.
I could. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm thinking, I like your idea about the fall and looking at that. I think we'll get a bigger bang for our buck, if you will, dedicating time to this mission. I also had one question though, and that was the website. Was there any news on the website?
No, I've done everything I can. Stephanie knows, she's got the logo, she's got all our information. And until the city has its new website, we're kind of stuck where we are. Yeah. Yeah.
Been a long run, and I know we're thin on staff, but it would be extremely helpful if we have that before we go out. But I think teeing it up for the fall is much better. I also believe that having that website would be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'll
have
touch base with Stephanie and see if she's got a timeline on that.
Yeah. But I think we should almost dedicate maybe an hour or something. I don't know, during a typical meeting or a side, or maybe just like three of us or something, put together again, those talking points, the spiel, the speech, and exactly what it is that we want to communicate in a 5 or 10 minute presentation to the community on that. I think that's a prudent thing to do. I would also submit, maybe not for this year, but next, and that would be gather, and I know there's probably one place Sarah Viviano might be able to help us with this. I don't know if she can or not, or we might have staff, but all the different events that the city has, which is, there's a lot. Some of them are much better attended than others. We may want to, like pick 2 or 3 for next year or more or less, and have a presence at those type of events. Hopefully by then we'll have a brochure type thing that we could distribute, and we could attend these type of events and get our information out that way as well.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. Maybe we could do T-shirts with our logo.
I have a question. Are any of this information or what we're trying to work on is not going to be available till the fall?
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah. That gives us 2 months to, it gives us next month to really nail down what we want it to be. And then another month and a half to get it all printed up.
Okay. I was asking because Gary and I spearhead the Night Out Against Crime, which is coming up in August, and it's really a big event. We really have it really big, and I didn't know if there would be any information available just to have.
In August,
It's the first Tuesday in August, which is August the 1st.
Okay. We're not going to have it by then.
Okay.
At the end of August, it's possible, but okay.
I agree with Patricia. That's a big event in our city, and there's a number of them all over the city and all over town. And so next year, I think next year or this fall, we'll be in a better position to do that. And like I said, analyze the calendar as well as focus on messaging and a brochure, a nice laid out, well thought out brochure that can truly communicate what we're about, and maybe even take it a step further and try to develop a program or something, whereas we could spark interest in our community in terms of people almost following us, or maybe, I don't know, like kind of let them know not only what we're about, but have them communicate to us. I don't know, like whenever they see something cool with a tree, or whenever they plant a tree, or whatever, encourage them to plant trees.
Even give them information, about some of the things that people like to hear about trees. Like you can dedicate a tree to a loved one. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. People love to hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And that's where the website would come in, be absolutely essential.
But again, you can always give me some talking points and I can shout us out. Be looking out for us in the fall. If you want to give me a little blurb to shout out at the night out.
Okay.
Shout it out at my night out. Okay. For sure. And I can tell them just be looking out for us.
Yeah. How about each of us come up with a few that we can bring to the next meeting, and then, we'll figure out which ones we want to include, and then we can start, we'll just start doing that while the written information is getting put together.
I love the idea too, honestly, about T-shirts. I think that's awesome. I'm just saying.
I do too. Me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even.
And that's something, someplace like Rubber City. I can't think what the rest of the name is, but yeah, I mean, they can do them up one at a time. So probably should get T-shirt sizes.
Well, also, I mean, we could also trumpet the fact that we are now a tree city, right? And how important that is and what it means. And, my friends in the media, I know that there's a lot of other things going on. And again, timing is everything, but, to slowly get that information out isn't a bad thing either.
Yep, we can have a blurb. Give me a blurb to shout it out, to let them know, did you know? And, we always had that platform on the stage. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
have a lot of people come. And now that we've moved it over to the ball fields, it's huge. So we're expecting to have a whole lot of people, because it's open back up again.
Mhm.
And I can give a blurb. Just give me a blurb that you want me to shout out. I think it'll be good to start off with what Jeff said is did you know that Akron was now a tree city? Explain that a little bit, and then give them a blurb about the tree commission and tell them to be looking out for our website and our more information to fall. Just give them, a peek of
Mhm.
what's to come. I think that would be awesome.
That's great. That's
Well,
great.
with the fact there's data out there that supports the fact that the more trees there are helps reduce crime. altogether.
Right. So we need to give me a blurb. I'll shout you out. Give me that information.
Yeah, actually, it's in both versions of the emails that I sent out. The second
Okay.
one, it'll be kind of by itself. But it's all together, but there's a specific thing there about reducing crime.
Okay. So if you want to give me a talking point, a little blurb or something to
You've
start
got it.
off.
That's what I'm saying.
It's in there. Is the
Yeah.
tree? Is the information about us becoming a tree city in there too?
No, it's not. I'm trying to get a hold of the Arbor Day Foundation to see if they can send us a logo. So we can start including that on our stationery too. I'm not hearing a whole lot from them. I might actually try and make a phone call after this is all over. But yeah, okay. So, well, actually, Patricia, those points that I sent out, pick the ones that you think are the most relevant, and just go ahead and
Okay.
did you know?
Are there any planned, and this is for Jim or the city folks, anything planned in the near future for a planting day? I know we do those from time to time. Do we know if anything's planned or anything, or?
Nothing that I know of.
No, I don't think so. 'Cause I think we did them both
Yeah,
for this
Okay.
year. Both plantings, I think we did already.
Okay, yeah, if they could let us know in the future, we could help partner and get out
Yeah.
there.
Hey, John, maybe reach out to John Malish and see if there's anything this fall.
yeah. I mean, we will be planting this fall. We plant in the spring and we plant in the fall, but it's not, those are just out in front of houses.
Right.
But we've had situations where we planted, like a community type thing. I know we don't do that often, maybe once, twice a year, but if that occurs, if you let us know, we could help.
Well, the one I went to,
Reservoir Park.
I'm talking about the one that was over on Lane Field, all those fruit trees. That was sparked by Akron General.
Right.
That was a community service program that they wanted to do. I don't know anybody over there anymore to call and say, if, would you be interested in partnering with us to do another planting?
They usually reach out to John. Akron
Yeah.
General reached out to John.
Yeah,
Right.
I just, I don't want to wait for somebody to, it's like, let's see if we can make that happen, although that's probably unrealistic. Okay. So we've got cards to go with probably won't be. Do you know when the fall planting starts, John?
I don't offhand. Normally it's around October. I would say somewhere in October. It starts around then, usually finishes up beginning of December.
Okay. Have
roughly.
those letters already gone out, or they still?
No, he hasn't sent them out yet.
Okay. Probably unrealistic for us to think we might have that card ready for the letters, but might work. Do you know when the letters will go out?
I think usually a couple weeks ahead of time. That way there's opportunity for someone, if they don't want a tree, to,
Yeah.
to file their disapproval of it,
Yeah.
I guess you want to say.
Well, yeah, and then we would have to have a meeting to hear that, which would probably be September. So the letters will have to go out in August.
Yeah.
So,
We-
we won't
We
have that.
did have. I want to say there's somewhere around here, there's some door hangers that we had. And I think they were for tree planting. I could be wrong. It might have been just for new grass. I can't remember, but it was a real nice door hanger. It was like a colored one.
Okay,
Can you scan a copy of that too for us, John?
If I can find it, if that's the one it is.
All right.
that would be great. So we can kind of build on that instead of reinventing the wheel.
Yeah. Yeah. If we have it, I think it's right over here. Let me look real quick. And let me see.
Okay. So I will talk with Stephanie about the website. Jeff, are you going to be going out on any of the night out against crime?
Yeah, in all likeliness, yeah.
Okay,
I'll be in town, yeah. That's, when is that again, Patricia?
August 1st.
August 1st.
I'll be here. I usually go out to those.
It's the first Tuesday, which happens to be August the 1st.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll probably be going out to those, yeah.
all righty.
Would you like me to reach out to the ward council members to give them a heads up that we would like to possibly come to a fall meeting and maybe get tentatively on a schedule for some of them?
That would be great. Yeah, probably starting in October, just give and take weather printing schedules. I am making an assumption that the city has people who handle graphics. That would, once we get them the information, they can put the flyer together. Is
I'm
that
sure we-
an incorrect assumption?
I don't know. We'll find out.
I don't know.
Okay, Nina just said, no, the city does not. Okay. Because,
I
that,
tell you, let's get one written up and then we could shoot it around. We could probably get somebody to help us.
okay, Nina suggests we talk to Stephanie and see who they use. Okay, I guess Nina was talking about the service department. And when I say city, I'm talking about, city government. There's got to be somebody. Or an in-house graphics person. Okay, that's something else I can talk to Stephanie about. Okay. So next month we will come together and by the end of the meeting, put our talking points together so that when we go out, we know what we're saying. Maybe have the basic information for our pamphlets and our flyers as we go out, and the card for the tree letters when they go out. I will look into t-shirts. If you could all let me know, send me an email about what your t-shirt size is. And if you like a regular collar or, and when it comes to t-shirts, I hate the regular collar. I like the V-neck more. So, let me know about that and I will get that ball rolling. Okay. Yeah.
Is there a certain color that represents us or no?
Not really.
Okay.
Probably, given that our logo is green and brown, probably should avoid those two colors
Okay.
so that everything can pop. Maybe just a white t-shirt or, yeah, that's pretty neutral. And then we won't have to do a third color on the logo, because the background will be the t-shirt. You want one, John? Okay.
Sorry, I muted. Sure. My wife probably won't like that, but another t-shirt or
Yeah.
another hat. That's usually how it is.
Yeah. T-shirts just kind of show up.
Yeah.
So,
You have to do a t-shirt tote. I have a t-shirt tote full of t-shirts that I gathered up from whatever.
uh-huh. Yeah, I have a drawer that I've got to start cleaning out because I can't fit t-shirts in them anymore. Okay. Anything else on that?
One last thing I was thinking,
Yeah.
Sarah, was that, do you know, and I don't know if I have anyone who's willing to volunteer. I know others, but like a messaging / media / media person, mostly that could help us messaging with this, the whole thing. You know,
Yeah.
I'm somebody who does it all the time. I mean, I've done it a little bit in my career, obviously, but someone who's more expertise and learned about it, I think would be cool if we could just bring them in to kind of maybe for a couple hours or an hour or something, you know, just say, hey, this is what we're thinking. This is where we're going. Does it make sense?
Yeah. And also start developing a social media presence.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not handy at that. I'm a generation behind. But there's somebody in city government that does social media stuff, right?
Stephanie.
Okay. That poor woman, she's spread a little thin.
She's got some people with her.
Okay. So, you know, what we can do is get a relationship established so that when we have something to go out, we can get it and get it up on the city's website or our own. I don't know if we would have our own Instagram, Facebook, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
Check on that. Okay.
yeah, because we're, you know, that the Facebook thing is, well, there's a lot of different platforms, obviously, and there's policy that has got to be determined how and what and when and all that. So the social media piece is tough, but I think the messaging piece is, like I said, just to get somebody in to kind of make sure that we're, you know, doing it right, I guess, for lack of a better term, is good. Maybe
Okay.
Steph would be willing to do that. I don't know. Just a thought.
Okay. Well, I'll talk, you know, since Stephanie seems to be the point on all of this stuff, I'll talk it over with her and see what she suggests. And also find out about who would put together our literature and that kind of thing. Okay. Anything else? Okay.
John, did you find that hanger?
Pardon?
John, did you find that hanger in your office?
No, I didn't. I think I know, if we
Okay.
still have them, I know 2 other places it may be.
Okay.
They're in the hallway, so. No, I didn't find it, but I made a note. I will look for it.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Well, if there is no other business, I will adjourn the meeting at 2:06. Look forward to seeing you all